Hey everybody, today I'm going to be sharing with you the Super 7 Ultimates Robin Hood Prince John figure. This is a 2022 release from Super 7 in the first wave of Disney Ultimates. So this is the outside box. It's got a very shiny gold look. It has the Disney logo on the back and the Robin Hood logo on the front. When you open it up, you've got this beautiful figure here with the main character in the middle. He's got two alternate head sculpts with different facial expressions, and inside you also have a lot of accessories which I'll go over in the video today. So without further ado, let's take a look at this figure. So here we have the figure itself with all the pieces. One of the extra pieces is this Sir Hiss here. I've got it in his hand, and I'll show that in just a second what it looks like with him holding it with the poses. But he comes with a mirror, which can be held in his fist. He comes with two hands where the gems in them have been stolen from the movie where Little John and Robin Hood kiss his hand and take the gems out while they do it. They have the two hands with the gems still in them. You can see them close up here. You have the hands that he's holding, that he has now, which he has the open hand and the closed hand. And then he's got three different alternating heads. This is one where he looks kind of suspicious or like he's got an idea. This is the one that he comes with in the package, and the crown is removable on it. There are pegs on it. And then he has a soft goods cloak or robe that is made out of a very nice material. It flows very nicely. And then he has a plastic undergarment, or his pajamas, that he's seen within the movie as well. His facial expressions are really animated, very clear. Now the only complaint I have about these head sculpts is that the crown on this head, where it's fallen off, or that's fallen over his eyes, is not removable. And so if, for example, this figure is posed somewhere and it falls onto the ground, there's a very good likelihood that this crown will come off, and then you have to glue it back in place, which is what I've done here. That's my only real big complaint with this figure. Mine in particular was a little loose too. That's one of the reasons he kept falling off. These joints, although are very loose as well. Now you can do various things to fix that, so that's not really a big complaint. But with the crown coming off, it was an issue I had. But otherwise, I love this figure. This is the first figure I ever bought from Super 7. I was so taken by it. But let's take a look at the at how posable he is. So if you look underneath, his hips can come out about, flat that way. His ankles have a good amount of flexibility in them. I don't know if you'd want to pose him that way, but that's how far back they go. His knees can come up into sort of a kick while he's standing. He won't balance that way, but you can actually get into balance quite well with his tail as well, which is a nice feature. So the tail sometimes can be used to help him balance. What I would highly recommend, though, is getting an exterior stand for him. That's what I did for my bookshelf. I used one of the ones that grab him around the waist and the cloak covers it up, and that works really well to get him to pose. Now the hands are removable, as I mentioned, so one of my favorite things is to have him holding Sir Hiss here. Let's make sure it's in good. There. So he can get Sir Hiss there. He looks a little too happy with Sir Hiss right now, so we'll also remove his head. And, so say he went to go punch Sir Hiss, and then his crown fell on his face, and he's confused. So there's a lot of different stories that can be played out with the different heads and hands that way. But see, as I said, the legs get a little loose, so they're hard to get posing. But you can see that pose there. And then Sir Hiss, there's the regular Sir Hiss as well that you can have standing next to him. One of the things I'm really excited about with this figure is not just how much fun it is to play with right now, but what it'll be like once they release the Robin Hood figure as well. The Robin Hood figure is supposed to come out in 2023, and he comes with his stork costume, which you could remember from the film as well. So you can imagine all sorts of fun ways of posing these two figures together. Now going back to his regular hand here, we'll put in the fist with the ruby intact, and put his, see the crown came off again. We'll put his mischievous head on, and you can see underneath the arms, the flexibility here. The fists have a good amount of torque in them. His arms open up really wide, so he can be very expressive that way. You just have to be careful with the feet because they are pretty loose. So that's it. We have, as I said, we have the different sets of hands here. We have Sir Hiss in his strangled mode, Sir Hiss looking regal, and the mirror, which I would also be careful with. The handle, it is very bendy, which I don't think it's meant to be. Now the surface is sort of a shiny metallic looking surface, doesn't really reflect very clearly, but you know, does the job. On the back you have this design, the royal design here. Please check out the description below if you'd like to buy this figure, or follow me on any of our social media platforms. Thank you.